My name is Jenny. I am 45 years old. I come from Mexico. 3 years ago, my life changed completely. My husband got a new job in Chicago. We had to move to the United States. I was scared. I was excited too. But mostly, I was scared about one thing: English. In Mexico, I worked as a teacher. I taught children Spanish and math. I loved my job. I felt confident and smart. But when we came to America, everything was different. I could not speak English well. I felt like a child again. The first day in Chicago was very hard. We went to the supermarket. I wanted to buy milk and bread. The cashier asked me something. I did not understand. My face became red. I felt embarrassed. My husband helped me, but I felt bad. I thought, I am 45 years old. I am too old to learn English now. At home, I cried. I told my husband, maybe we should go back to Mexico. I cannot live here. I cannot speak English. People will think I am stupid. My husband held my hand. He said, Jenny, you are very smart. You can learn anything. Give yourself time. 2 weeks later, I decided to try. I found a free English class at the community center. The first day, I was very nervous. My hands were shaking. I thought, what if other students are younger? What if they laugh at me? When I entered the classroom, I saw many people like me. There was Maria from Guatemala. She was 50 years old. There was Ahmed from Syria. He was 38 years old. There was Olga from Russia. She was 42 years old. We were all adults. We were all scared. We were all brave too. Our teacher was Mrs. Johnson. She was very kind. She spoke slowly. She smiled a lot. She said, "Welcome, everyone. Learning English is not easy, but you are all here. That means you are strong. We will learn together." The first lesson was about introductions. Mrs. Johnson taught us to say, "My name is," and "I am from." It seemed easy, but when it was my turn, I forgot everything. I said, my name, Jenny. Everyone clapped. I felt a little better. After 2 months of classes, I could say simple sentences. I could ask, "Where is the bathroom?" and "How much does this cost?" These were small things, but they felt like big victories. One day, I went to the grocery store alone. A lady dropped her wallet. I wanted to help her. In Spanish, I would say many things, but in English, I only knew simple words. I said, "Excuse me." "Your wallet." I pointed to the ground. The lady smiled big. She said, "Thank you so much." I felt proud. I helped someone with my English. At home, I started watching TV in English. At first, I understood nothing. The people spoke too fast. But Mrs. Johnson told us, listen to English every day. Your brain will start to understand. I watched cartoons because they used simple words. My husband laughed, but I did not care. After 6 months, I felt frustrated. Some days were good, some days were terrible. I could understand some things, but speaking was still very hard. I made many mistakes. Sometimes people looked confused when I spoke. I wanted to give up. One day at the post office, I tried to mail a package to my sister in Mexico. The worker asked me many questions. I did not understand. I tried to explain, but my English was wrong. Other people in line were waiting. I felt embarrassed. I started crying right there. I left without mailing the package. At home, I told my husband, I cannot do this. English is too difficult. I am too old. My brain cannot learn new things. I was ready to stop going to English class. But that night, my sister called from Mexico. I told her about my bad day. She said, Jenny, remember when you learned to drive? You were 30 years old. Everyone said you were too old, but you did not give up. Now you drive everywhere. English is the same. You can do it. I decided to try different ways to learn. Mrs. Johnson suggested watching movies with subtitles. She said, watch movies you know in Spanish, but in English. Your brain will connect the languages. I watched Finding Nemo in English. I knew this movie in Spanish. When the fish said, just keep swimming, I understood. I felt excited. I watched it 10 times. My family thought I was crazy, but I was learning. I also started reading children's books. At first I felt silly. I was 45 years old, reading books for 8-year-old children. But these books taught me new words. The sentences were simple. I could understand the stories. I made vocabulary cards. I wrote English words on one side and Spanish words on the other side. I carried these cards everywhere. When I waited at the doctor's office, I studied. When I cooked dinner, I studied. When I watched TV, I studied. In my English class, I became friends with Maria from Guatemala. She was learning English too. We decided to practice together. Every Tuesday, we met at the coffee shop. We promised to speak only English. Our first meeting was funny. We said, "Hello, how are you?" Then we did not know what to say next. We sat quietly for 5 minutes. Then we started laughing. We tried again. What did you do yesterday?" I asked. Maria answered, I cooked chicken. It was simple, but we were communicating. Every week our conversations became longer. We talked about our families, our countries, our dreams. Sometimes we made mistakes, but we helped each other. Maria taught me words I did not know. I helped her with pronunciation. Having a friend to practice with made learning fun. We were not afraid to make mistakes with each other. We laughed at our errors. We celebrated our improvements. After 1 year of studying, something amazing happened. I was at the bank. The worker was explaining something about my account. Suddenly, I realized I understood everything. I was not translating in my head. I was thinking in English. I was so excited that I almost shouted, "I understand you." The bank worker looked surprised, but she smiled. I felt like I won a prize. That night, I called my sister in Mexico. I told her about my day in English. She did not understand, but I did not care. I was speaking English fluently for the first time. At my English class, I told Mrs. Johnson about my breakthrough. She smiled and said, "Jenny, this is what we call the click moment. Your brain is now comfortable with English. You will continue to improve from now on." With better English, new doors opened for me. I applied for a job at the local library. They needed someone to help Spanish-speaking families. My English was not perfect, but I could communicate well. I could help families who were like me when I first arrived. My first day at work was scary but exciting. A Mexican mother came with her 8-year-old son. She needed help finding books in Spanish. I spoke to her in Spanish, then explained to the librarian in English. I was a bridge between two languages. Working at the library helped my English improve faster. I talked to different people every day. I learned new words. I gained confidence. Most importantly, I was helping other families who were struggling with English, just like I did. Even after 2 years of learning, I still had difficult days. Some English words were very hard to pronounce. Sometimes I forgot simple words when I was nervous. Grammar was still confusing. I made mistakes every day. One day at work, I had to give a presentation about library services to a group of new immigrants. I prepared for weeks. I wrote everything down. I practiced in front of the mirror. But when I stood in front of the group, my mind went blank. I forgot my prepared speech. Instead of giving up, I decided to speak from my heart. I told them my story. I said, 2 years ago, I was sitting where you are sitting. I was scared. I thought I could not learn English. But look at me now. I am speaking to you in English. If I can do it, you can do it too. Everyone clapped. After the presentation, many people thanked me. They said my story gave them hope. I realized that my mistakes and struggles were not weaknesses. They were part of my strength. As my English improved, I started volunteering at the community center where I first learned English. I helped new students who were just beginning their English journey. I remembered how scared I was on my first day. I wanted to make their first day easier. I met Fatima from Somalia. She was 52 years old. She said, "I am too old to learn English. My children learn fast, but I cannot." I told her, "Fatima, I was 45 when I started. Age is not important. Determination is important. If you come to class every day and practice, you will learn." Helping other students reminded me how far I had come. When I saw their struggles, I remembered my own struggles. When I saw their small victories, I remembered my own small victories. Teaching others helped me appreciate my own progress. Now, 3 years after moving to the United States, my life is completely different. I speak English every day. I read English books. I watch English movies without subtitles. I dream in English sometimes. I am not perfect. I still make mistakes. Sometimes I cannot find the right word. Sometimes my accent is strong, but I communicate well. People understand me. I understand them. Last month I got a promotion at the library. I am now the coordinator for bilingual services. I help plan programs for Spanish-speaking families. I train other bilingual volunteers. I give presentations to community groups. My English teacher, Mrs. Johnson, retired last year. At her retirement party, she said, "Jenny, you were one of my most determined students. You never gave up, even when it was very difficult. You are an inspiration to all English learners." If you are reading this story, maybe you are learning English too. Maybe you feel frustrated sometimes. Maybe you think you are too old. Maybe you want to give up. I want to tell you something important. Don't give up. Learning English as an adult is not easy. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes patience with yourself. Some days will be good. Some days will be bad. This is normal. This is part of the journey. Here are some things that helped me. Go to classes regularly. Even when you feel tired, go to class. Every lesson teaches you something new. Practice every day. Even 15 minutes of practice is better than nothing. Listen to English, read English, speak English. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. Every mistake teaches us something. Find practice partners. Learning with other people makes it fun and easier. Be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time. Celebrate small victories. Use English in real life. Go shopping. Go to the bank. Talk to neighbors. Real practice is the best practice. Watch movies and TV shows. Start with shows you know in your language. Use subtitles at first, then try without them. Read books at your level. Start with children's books. They are not embarrassing. They are helpful. Keep a vocabulary notebook. Write new words and their meanings. Review them regularly. Think in English. When you do simple activities, try to think the words in English. 3 years ago, I thought learning English was impossible for me. I thought I was too old. I thought my brain could not learn new things. I was wrong. Today, I have a job I love. I have friends who speak English. I help other people learn English. I feel confident in my new country. All of this happened because I did not give up. Your English journey might be different from mine. You might learn faster or slower. You might have different challenges. But if you don't give up, you will succeed. Remember my story when you feel frustrated. Remember that every English learner feels confused sometimes. Remember that mistakes are normal. Remember that improvement takes time. Most importantly, remember this. You are braver than you think. You are stronger than you know. You can learn English. Don't give up. I am Jenny. I am 48 years old now. I came to America speaking no English. Today, I am telling you my story in English. If I can do it, you can do it too. Your English journey starts with one word, one sentence, one conversation. Start today. Keep going tomorrow. Don't give up.